Okay, so we've got the replacement bumper in. It's already been done. Well, I say it's already been done. This is from a previous 1 Series. It's come with no grills, so I've just put in the aftermarket Chinese grills. So they're not chrome, they're just black. And they've got this double sort of gap here. So I've clipped them in. Not worried about these because I think they just all come through from the car already. Number plate's on its way. I had to purchase some of these from China and I need to paint those. And then I also got to paint the side here. As it's been scuffed. And then, yeah. So, fingers crossed. This should be just absolutely fine. For price breakdown, these are about 17. The bumper itself, 200 and they wanted just under 300, but I've used some nectar points and got it down to 270. This was bloody expensive. This alone, which is the bottom grille, which sits at the bottom here, 25. So yeah, it all adds up, doesn't it? But hopefully, so it's work in progress on this grill at the moment until various parts arrive. So yeah, and then hopefully, as I say, I can, because that's right in the corner, that hopefully will be just fine for painting. So yeah. Right, let's get this grill into the bottom here. So I've just lifted up the bonnet to have a look inside, which I didn't do on the first video because I want to take the bumper off because I can start stripping some of the parts from it, the lower trim pieces. So notice this at the top, this as well. That's the aircon radiator. Bear with. Let's have a look. Don't know how much damage that's done to. Not really sure. I mean, this is all pushed back. Need to really strip it back to get a real good idea. And I'm going to imagine that that's the reason the bonnet's not closing, because this is all pushed up here. Okay. Might just be a case of just unbolting everything, I reckon. Oh yeah. Okay, right. Let's get down to this. I'm not gonna strip it back too much. The reason that I'm looking here is part, as I say, to get this off, but I also want to check on the air filter to see if it needs replacing. Although I suspect it's not just the air filter that might need replacing. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, the bumper's off. Let's have a look at the front, shall we? So we've gone. The legs appear to be alright. It's not the usual setup I'm kind of used to when it comes to slam panels, that's for sure. Because we've got a bottom bar here, and then we've got a cooler which might be alright. And then, so the legs appear to be okay. Then, yeah, until this all comes off, I'm just staring at just metal, really, if I'm being honest. I think the problem is that this radiator has gone in and up, and that's why this has been pushed up. Yeah, we've also got problem. Well, I say a problem. The wiring loom here on one of the parking sensors has gone in there. So I'll rescue these bits, and I'll rescue these, and then the bumper needs. Oh yeah, and that, and then the bumper needs to go. And then, yeah, I'm thinking, I actually don't really know what I'm thinking, to be honest. This is all new territory for me, completely brand new, and I'm doing it at mine, and I'm not in a real place to really be doing this. But I'm, yeah, confused because, if I'm being honest, I don't know how the jets work. Because, oh. So, we've got the parking sensors, which is those. But where, what's, I don't know. Oh, maybe these plug into them down here. I think they may have been pulled out. I think the bumper's been removed, and then they've just unplugged them on my sort of behalf. But it looks like we're going to need whatever this stuff is. I've got no idea. But the problem is you just don't know what parts are actually missing from the car. So what's been smashed off and disappeared and is now sat at the side of the road, and what the garage has taken off. So yeah, oh, this might actually be it. It's these bits here. That's the bit I'm looking for. That goes onto the bumper. Okay, I don't want to bore you with all of this, but I'd imagine you're probably sitting at home going, you've got quite a bit of work to do there. So yeah, right, let's get on with the next job. Okay, slowly dismantling this bumper, and I'm starting to get an idea about parts now, and what belongs to what's been broken, etc, etc. However, there's one part that just doesn't make any sense to me, and I don't know if it means any sense to anyone else. So I think in a previous video I found in the car like an intake. Actually, let me see if I can find it. Okay, so like an intake hose, and what it appears is that they go in about here, and then they connect to the inner liner, as you can see here. So they run from the front, collecting air, running it through here, and then into the inner liner, which maybe in Formula 1 terms, when you're trying to brake cool, those types of things, I can understand. But what's really weird, see if we can show it to you here. Let me put on the light. Okay, so as you can see, that, call it a pipe, that intake goes into the back of the inner liner. But upon trying to take all this apart, what's really weird is this is the cover, and the cover screws in there, covering that hole. Oh, sorry, my shoulder. Therefore, the air seems to run into here, hits the back of the inner liner, of which there's nowhere to go, because this cover is blocking it. What am I missing, or what on earth is that about? I'd really like to know. Really would. Another little project, and this is what I needed to know if I was going to order the air box. Here is, well, yeah, it's all pushed in and or pushed up, but we managed to unhook it and look at the air filter, and this is what it looks like. It's actually, you'd think it'd be quite easy, but it only really allows you to, unless you literally start taking it apart. Yeah, it's not easy at all. But anyway, I've managed to pull it out. This was a Marle made in France in 2019, so I think we're going to need a new air filter. I think that's had its day somehow. Okay, are we making any progress is the question. Difficult to say, yes and no. So the bumper is now done. I've got everything off that I need to, everything that I can recover. This is now just scrap, so I'll get that cut up and gone. But in the meantime, that will hang on the front here, because just to make it look a tiny bit better. Taking the lower crash bar off, you can see that the bottom arms are bent. That's all part of a slam panel, is my understanding, so I'm not too concerned about that. Yeah, so we're going to have to take, in essence, this off, which maybe is potentially one whole slam panel, which includes, obviously, well, what I'm looking at on eBay is middle, bottom, and then, but it's difficult to work out if you actually need it. But until, as I say, I can get this car on a driveway and I can unbolt everything sort of going back, then I can really see what the damage is there. I do have a feeling, I don't want to say it, but anyway, the main legs are fine. So yeah, and the engine appears to be all right. but I just need to get behind here to see what's going on. So yeah, we've got, I think one of these is damaged, so I need to replace that. Yeah, don't know if I've already shown it, but we've got that. That's his little issue. And then generally what we've got, also what I'm not 100% sure about, if I'm being honest, is water. So you've got the jet of water that comes out here and then sprays the headlight. I don't know where the little water pipe, call it a water pipe, comes from and then squirts the water. Unless, no, that's an electrical cable, so that's not it. That's electrical cable, so that's not it. And then if you look at this side, thinking, so this side we've got nothing here. We've got this one again. So we've got two hanging down, and we need to power the fog light, and we need to power the outside temperature gauge. Those are the only things that need to power that. But as I say, where is the connector for the headlight washers? That I'm really confused about. Really confused. So I'm gonna have to Google all of that, because I have no idea. Need to order some of these, because although that's actually not too bad, what should happen is there should be something attached to here which comes out like a tray. Actually, I'll get it. This here, which has got the temperature. So that, what apparently I think what should be happening is I'm not really sure how this works. I want to say, not really sure. Yeah, that's really baffled me. That should basically be attached to here, like the equivalent of this, for example, like that, and that's obviously all been snapped off. So yeah, anyway, I'm waffling now. Endless bits of plastic. However, I've done some more research on these. This is all totally and utterly pointless. Totally and utterly pointless. I think in the last video that I did, they are brake air intakes, which sit here obviously and go into here to basically cool the brakes down, so you don't have like brake fade. Now, well, number one is we're not using this as a race car, and number two is this is actually covered anyway, so they don't get any air at all into here anyway. It's all blocked up, so I'm not even going to bother putting those back in. I've done enough research on it, it's just pointless. But yeah, so that's where we're at the moment. I'll come back to you when we've got more work to do on this. Okay, that concludes today's video. Bumpers back on, just make it look better, and yeah, we are done. So that's part one out of the way. It's going to be a bit of a break. I need to obtain some parts, and I've got to go away for work for a bit. So yeah, we will be back in a couple of weeks with hopefully some more work to be done on this. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with what's going on with the car, and put your thoughts in the description below, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thank you for watching.